2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 6-1 Boston. 9th inning of Game 6. Koji ready for the 2-2 home. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. The 2013 Red Sox are the world champions, and Boston strong.
Welcome to the new Yankee Stadium, the home of Padres Petco Park, Wrigley Field. And now, your Los Angeles Dodgers, San Francisco Giants, San Diego Padres, Arizona Diamondbacks, Colorado Rockies.
Strike 3. So now he's 1 out away from perfection. The 2-strike pitch. And it's over. He's pitched a perfect game. The scene is a wild one as history has been made.
Mauer throws in time to get him.
Going to try for 2. Alex's throw is in time.
Change up. He gone. Got it. Oh, what a sensational play.
Verlander has been absolutely dominant.
Walk it off, Andrew McCutcheon.
Joey Votto is delivered, making key for victory.
Segura sends one out of here.
A long home run off the bat of Yadier Molina.
Cubs win.
Please welcome your defending World Series champion, Boston Red Sox.
He'll start things out, needing just a run to tie it here in the bottom of the ninth. Now this is sent right back up the middle, and it'll get into center field for a leadoff single. And that's going to bring the winning run to the plate. Now the pitch. Now a drive to right field. This could do it. Gone. They win it. Game over. Walk-off home run.
The first baseball game on the next-gen system is here, and who's excited? I'm excited, and I am excited to talk about this game coming from a 2K perspective, because let me say this first. I have played 2K for my whole life, and this is the first time that I have ever played an MLB The Show game. I've heard a lot about it, okay, guys? I've heard a lot about it, and a lot of people have told me that this is an awesome game, and I am excited to play it this year, and I am excited to just be done with Xbox, because when they spit in my face, yes, they spit in my face, and they did not give us a baseball game for the Xbox console, I'm like, okay, deuces, I'm going to the PS4. So let's jump right into this. Now, the menu seems very user-friendly. I absolutely love this menu. It kind of gets you to anywhere that you want to be, whether you want to jump into an exhibition or you want to jump into a mode that I'm going to be talking about right now, which is the Show Live. Now, the Show Live, basically, if you can compare it to something, it would be a live representation of what's going on in the future. So if you wake up one morning and you want to play a game before you go to school, before you go to work or whatever, and your team is playing that night, guess what? You can play that exact game before it happens. Now, at first I'm like, this is a cool feature. The stats probably won't be updated. Boy, was I slapped in the face, because the stats are completely updated. The pitchers are exactly the right pitchers. They do commentate a little bit on the certain teams and their winning percentages and stuff like that. Like I said, batting averages are completely correct. The lineups are correct, whether somebody got cut or whether somebody got like promoted. Everything is exactly right. They had this thing in 2K but it was an epic fail. I am just going to say that. Now, in this mode, they don't really talk about the lineups. They don't talk about specific players. They kind of just say, here are the lineups. The commentating and talking about specific players is terrible in this game. It is terrible. Now, a lot of people have said, hey, Livin, you're going to love this game, except for the commentary. And you are very right. I hate this commentary. It's probably one of the worst commentaries that I've ever had in a game. And I don't know what that was. But it really is pretty bad. But, hey, you know what? When you have the graphics that you have in this game, and you have those cutscenes, you get to see Miller Park, and you get to see the O.Co Coliseum, and you get to see a shot of downtown Oakland, downtown Milwaukee, downtown New York, downtown Boston, before you go into the stadium. Hey, you know what? When it looks that good, I'll deal with bad commentaries because, hey, I've been to Miller Park a billion times, and it is on point. They spent their time and made this right. The fielding, hey, you know what? This is pretty good as well. The gameplay, I can't really complain about. There were times when I wanted to tag a player out and it didn't seem to work very well. But again, maybe I just need to take some time and really get the feel for it. The pitching, not really what I expected. Now, a lot of people told me that there would be a meter. There is no meter. There is a pulse. And you choose a pitch by a certain button that correlates to the pitch. And then there's a pulse. And you want to get the pulse circle smallest. And the smaller it is, the more accuracy that you have on the pitch. It took me a while to get used to this, especially because you got to account for, it seems like there's a little bit of a delay from the time that you press the button to the time that it stops the pulse. Because when I timed it, what I thought would be when the pulse was smallest, it actually came to be the pulse that was biggest because it goes, you know, small, big, small, big. So if that makes any sense. So it took me a while to get the hang of the pitching. But like I said, once I got the hang of the pitching, I absolutely fell in love with it. The pitcher-batter dynamic in this game is really up to par, so I can't complain about that. Another thing they added this year was the quick count feature. Now, basically what this is it makes it so that you can play a game very quickly. The count is already determined for you. As a batter, you jump in, or as a pitcher, you jump into a batter-pitcher situation, and it's already 0-2, or it's already 1-2, or it's a full count, whatever it is. So it kind of speeds the game up quicker. Now, I like this in some respects because if I were in a hurry or something, and if I had to get to work in like 20 minutes or something like that, then I could jump into a game, and I'd probably still be late for work, but whatever. I'd jump into a game and I'd be able to finish it off and play it. But the passionate fan of me didn't really like this mode. I don't see myself using this mode very much because I do like working the count. I do like, you know, kind of that like taking some pitches, kind of that batter-pitcher battle. So I'm not going to be using this mode very much, but hey, it's good for the casual fan. The batting in this game, it's a button system, obviously. There's a contact, power, bunt, and just a regular swing button. And there's a little batter's eye. Now, you want to move your batter's eye to the place where you think the ball is going to go. Another one thing I noticed is that it was hard to determine if the ball was high or if the ball was low. But once you get the hang of the hitting, it is pretty straightforward and it's very user-friendly. Now let's talk about the mode that kind of carries this game, which is the My Player mode. Now you start off with an amateur showcase. This is basically kind of like the amateur showcase thing in the 2K basketball. So it's very, very cool. Now, this mode, I've never played anything like this before. This is amazing, and it really tickles my baseball love, because whether it's taking batting practice before every game or getting chewed out by the batting coach after you have a terrible batting practice, or it's getting a little pre-game meeting by your manager and the crowd not even being full because it's before the game. That type of stuff just makes me excited. Now, the fielding in this mode, is pretty straightforward. It's very user-friendly as well. You have full control from what I saw, from the games that I played over your player, which something that I can say is a vast improvement from 2K. 2K seemed way too generic, way too you don't have control over your player-esque, I guess. But here, I felt like I had full control over my player. And, hey, there's nothing I can say about this mode. This mode is absolutely amazing. Wait, now, there is one thing I can say. It took me a while to learn how to do base running. This was complicated because the game did not come with a manual, which meant that well, the manual was online, but it didn't come with it in the box, so I didn't really know how to base run, so that took a while to learn how to do. But other than that, that mode and that gameplay style is it's very user-friendly and very, very easy to learn and very, very cool. Once the showcase is over, you get a chance to get drafted by a certain team. Now, you can choose two options. You can choose to select a team. If you select a team, you get automatically put on that team. So if you really want to play for the Cubs, you choose the Cubs and you'll get drafted by the Cubs. Now, once you go into the draft, I thought this was going to be a boring, tedious, kind of like, oh, here we go, kind of instance here. It's actually not. It's actually very intense, and it's very kind of nerve-wracking because as you go down the line, you pass clubs that you may have wanted to get drafted by, and once, for example, the Houston Astros on the clock, you're like, no, please don't draft me, you know? So it's a very, very cool mode, and I absolutely enjoyed this part of it. I thought it was going to be boring because you can't skip it, but it was kind of cool. Once you get drafted, you have the option to, if you want to go to college. If you go to college, the only difference really is that your player ages and his overall potential goes down. Now, it would have been cool to be able to play those college games, but then obviously they'd have to pay money, and that would be a whole fiasco. You know, they'd have to get the NCAA rights and stuff like that. So it's really it's fine for what it is, at least for this year. Now, let's talk about the other mode, which is Diamond Dynasty. Now, this is basically like an Ultimate Team mode, from what I can understand. And correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but this is an Ultimate Team mode, and you get to basically create your team. Now, what's different about this is you get to create your own jerseys, you get to create your own name, you get to create your own abbreviation, like everything that you can do in this mode, you get to customize it. So that's very cool. So once you choose your location and everything, and you choose what you want your name to be and what they want you to call you, I just chose the Trojans because whatever, then you get right into this mode. Now, this mode has a very, very good idea, like a very, very good base idea, but the servers destroyed this mode. And this was the one negative that I can say about this game. I have enjoyed Ultimate Team on Madden and FIFA. I've enjoyed my team on NBA, but this loading destroyed this mode. There were times when I wanted to just, you know, put Matt Harvey into the starting lineup, but I couldn't because I had to like get someone else from the starting lineup into the reserves. Now, that's understandable, but at the same time, I want it to be quick. I ended up having to wait a long time to do this, and like I said, it really took me out of the game because I was stuck in the loading screen for so long. And I've actually heard people tell me that they have played this mode and actually got literally, physically stuck. Well, I guess systematically, stuck at the loading mode screen, and they actually had to restart their whole PS4. So I do hope that they fix this mode sooner rather than later. I do want to dive into it, but as of right now, I have no inclination in playing Diamond Dynasty, which is unfortunate because this was a mode that I was looking forward to. But for my final verdict, overall, I love this game. This game is absolutely amazing. Every little cutscene, every little bell, every little whistle makes the most passionate baseball fan giddy with excitement, and makes the casual baseball fan fall in love with one of the best games to ever be created, which is baseball. Whether you are on the mound and you're warming up your starting pitcher before a game, or you're trying to create a legend in the road to the show mode, any little thing that you do in this game, you will love. So, in closing, MLB 14, the show, you're the shit. I'm living 5-0. I'm out.